Hello to you, my fellow Gooners, and welcome to Arsenal TV. To all my subscribers out there around the world, I really do hope that you are well and you are safe in this lockdown due to this whole coronavirus crisis that the whole world is going through right now. Today's video, I'm doing a Q&A special where followers on social media platforms have been sending me questions for me to answer. And I will answer them as honestly as I can, and I really do hope that you guys enjoy this video today. So the first question comes in from Twitter, and it is Arsenal Fan Circle at Ray. Please go over there and subscribe to their channel. Now the question that he's put out to me was, what one player would be your choice for Arsenal to sign this summer? I think that my choice for a signing that we need, as we know, if we take a look at the current squad at the moment, we know that there is a lot of positions that we do need to cover and to bring in. Personally, for me, I think there's one position that we need to cover, and that is our defensive area. For me, I think that I would bring in would be a centre half, and I would personally go for Dayot Upamecano for RB Leipzig. He said that he wants to leave RB Leipzig in the summer, and I think that this is a good opportunity for Arsenal to go and get him. He's a young player, and I think he would fit in, especially having the likes of William Saliba coming back from his loan spell from St Etienne. And I think that Dayot Upamecano and William Saliba, I think they would be a great partnership together in that defensive pairing. So for me, Ray, answering your question, I would go with Dayot Upamecano. The second question comes in from Glenn Knightley from Twitter, and he says, favourite opposition player in the Premier League history? It's a very good question. There's been so many great players that's played against Arsenal in previous years, and I think for me, it would have to be Roy Keane from Manchester United. And the reason why I would go for him, because I used to love the rivalry between him and Patrick Vieira in the Highbury days. For me, that would, every time that game would come up, I would be looking at the battle between Roy Keane and Patrick Vieira. So for me, it would have to be Roy Keane. The third question comes in from India Guna IG on Twitter, and he says, favourite Tottenham player that you would want Arsenal to buy except Kane and Hugo Lloris? For me, I think it would have to be Son. I think Son is a great player. He's pace, his directness and going into that final third. He's capable of scoring goals, whether it's in the 6-yard box or whether it's inside the 12-yard box. And I think he's a player that will cause a massive threat. And I think having him, Aubameyang, Pepe, I think that would be one of the best attacks in Premier League. So for your answering to your question, I would have Son in would be my player to get. The fourth question comes in from my fiance, my partner, Bonnie Wood. And she says, what do you think about the Premier League being avoided and starting fresh from next season? Well, as we know that there has been a few rumours that the Premier League are hoping to resume the season from July. To be honest, I wouldn't bother restarting the season. I would just avoid it altogether and just start fresh. And if we're going to do that, then that means Liverpool won't get the Premier League title if that does happen. And that's no disrespect to Liverpool fans. I think Liverpool have won the trophy outright. They only need to win 2 more games to officially win the league. So personally, I would actually just avoid the season. I think in terms of the circumstances that we are in at the moment in the world with all this COVID-19, I think that would be best bet, would be just to avoid the season and start fresh. So that is what I would say, is just to avoid it. The fifth question comes in from Hope on Twitter, and he says, was Nasri as good as Cesc Fabregas? And he said, asking for a friend. Personally, I think that, going to the comments that Cesc Fabregas, and he said that the only 2 players were at his level was Samir Nasri and Robin van Persie. Personally, from my personal perspective of it, no, I would say Cesc Fabregas was better than Samir Nasri, 100%. his contributions that Cesc Fabregas had, the goals that he scored, the assists that he got. I don't think Sami Nasri could match to what Fabregas done for Arsenal. But Cesc Fabregas for me will always be better than Sami Nasri. So question number 6. Now I found this question on Twitter, and the Twitter account was Patrick Timmons. And his question he put out was, if Aubameyang leaves in the summer, who do you want to see as Arsenal captain next season? I can think of about 1 or 2 candidates, maybe 3 at the push. But I think that my choice candidate would be David Luiz. And the reason why I say David Luiz, because we've seen in recent games where he's played for Arsenal and he has showed good organisation at the back in defence. He's put in some really, really good solid performances. Yeah, there's been a few games where he's been a bit ropey. But I think in terms of his leadership, I think he's got that leadership quality to be a captain. And I would say a lot of the players look up to him as well. Maybe you could throw in the likes of Hector Bellerin as a captain. I think he'll be a good shout. But answering to your question, for me, it would have to be David Luiz. Number 7 comes in from our Facebook page, and it's Good News Lucky, he goes under by. And his question is, who is my best Arsenal player till now? Personally, I think that no one can ever top this player. For me, my best Arsenal player of all time is Thierry Henry, the king of Highbury. The amount of goals that he scored, 228 goals in his career, is phenomenal. Absolute phenomenal. And as a player, he was something else. He was absolutely magical to watch. And if you go back on YouTube, there's so many videos of him at his time in Arsenal. I think he was an absolute fantastic player. And I think if you don't know who Thierry Henry is and what he brought to Arsenal, go over onto YouTube and go and watch his videos. Absolutely sensational player, and he will always be my favourite player, the king of Highbury, Thierry Henry, all day long. Question number 8 comes from Lucius Cleveland from our Facebook page, and he says, who was the first player to score Arsenal's first goal in history? Now, if we were talking about the 1886 and 87 season, when Arsenal had their first game against Eastern Wanderers, when Arsenal went by the name as Royal Arsenal, then the first player to ever score Arsenal's goal was actually Robert Thomas. He scored Arsenal's first goal in the 1886 and 87 season. And he did actually claim in 1953 that he did say that he actually scored Arsenal's first ever goal for the club. Number 9. This question comes from Arsenal Vlogs, Luca on YouTube. And he says, do you think Ubba will sign a new deal? And which club will he go to? I really do hope that Aubameyang will sign a new deal. I think he deserves it. He was our leading goal scorer last season with 22 goals. And personally, I think that without Aubameyang, I think that Arsenal would be in relegation right now this season. I really do. We know how vital he is to our team. And if Aubameyang wants, say, 200-300 grand, then I would get Arsenal to put him down to a new deal as quickly as possible, in my opinion. Whatever the circumstances are, just give him that contract. I wished that Aubameyang was 10 years younger, because I think if he was, I think he would be able to break Thierry Henry's record, and I'm not exaggerating, I believe he honestly could. So yeah, what club do I think he'll go to if he did decide to leave? I think that he'll probably go to Barcelona, maybe Real Madrid if possible, PSG maybe. It's not like he hasn't played in the French league before. If he wanted to stay in the Premier League, I would probably say maybe Man City, I reckon. I reckon he'll probably have gone to Man City if he would stay in the Premier League. Question number 10, last but not least, comes from Arsenal Alex on YouTube. And he says, when do you think Arsenal will realistically play again I am missing football already. Realistically, I honestly do not know. Because we don't know how long this pandemic is going to last for and how long this COVID-19 is going to last for. We honestly do not know. If it's true what they're going by, that the season will restart in July, I think that'll be the time when Arsenal will play again, which will be July. But my honest opinion to that question, I honestly cannot tell you. I do not know. But the main important thing is the fans, the staff, the managers' safety and health is the main priority. So yeah, I honestly do not know. Guys, thank you to everyone that has sent in your questions. Thank you very much. And I hope I've answered them as honestly as possible. Now, the question of the day that I'm going to put to you guys as subscribers is, will this crisis of coronavirus, will it affect Arsenal in a strong way, or will it weaken Arsenal? That's what I'm going to leave to you guys. Leave your answers and leave your thoughts in the comments box below. And in the next video, I will read them out in that next video. Guys, if you are new around here, you know what to do. Smash that subscribe button. Make sure you are smashing a like on this video and make sure you are leaving your comments below. Guys, until my next video, I will see you lot soon. I am out of here.